Mac users, stop getting bogged down looking for your files or organizing your dock. I'm going to teach you 10 ways to optimize your MacBook for productivity and efficiency. Stick around. What's going on, everyone? My name is Mitchell, and here at the Tech Learning Network, we teach tech. We help you learn to build digital products, create digital designs, and become more productive using technology. And in today's episode, I'm going to be teaching you 10 actionable ways that you can better optimize your MacBook for productivity and efficiency. But before we get started, if you're new here, we post new tech videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. All right, let's get into it. First, let's talk about multitasking on macOS. I want you to check out my desktop here. It's a total mess. I've got a bunch of apps open. I don't know where anything is. If I was working on something pretty much right now, my life would be an absolute disaster. Now, let me show you 3 ways that you could make a situation like this significantly easier on yourself. The first is by utilizing your mission control. Now, mission control is a feature in macOS that offers a bird's eye view of all of your open applications and windows. Let me show you how it works. This is my mission control. It's sort of just this bird's eye, fanned out view of all my applications. It's also where I'd be able to see any full screen applications that are open or any secondary desktops that I might have. It's also where I'd go if I wanted to customize my secondary desktops by either adding or eliminating them. What's cool about Mission Control is that by selecting any of these applications, the one that's selected is prioritized and brought up front. Now, although this is my go-to whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed with the amount of windows I have open to find the app I'm looking for, I still have coworkers that lean over my shoulder while I do it and say, "What the heck is that?" So right now, I'm going to show you how you go about accessing the Mission Control. So Mission Control can be accessed in one of 2 ways. If you're on a MacBook, it can be accessed by taking your 3 fingers on your trackpad and swiping them in an upward motion. Now, what you can see is that as I do this, the animation is sort of acting as my fingers are sliding to the top. And once I let go, I'm fully in that mission control. If I want to get out of that mission control, I just take my 3 fingers and I slide my fingers back down. If you're on an iMac and maybe you don't have a trackpad, I have a keyboard shortcut for you. Just hit Control up arrow, and that will bring you to the same thing, and Control down arrow to bring you back. Mission Control is also great for managing full screen applications. Let me show you. Let's say that I have my calendar full screened and I want to get back to my desktop. Well, all I'm going to do is take 3 fingers and I'm going to slide from the left side of my trackpad to the right side of my trackpad back to my desktop. Now I can full screen my Google, and again, take my 3 fingers and slide slowly back to the desktop, and I can full screen my Things application. But what if I don't want to go back to my desktop? What if I want to return to the other apps? Where do they go? Well, we could find them in one of 2 ways. Either I can swipe back up to my mission control and I can see that they're in the top secondary desktop windows now, or I can take my same 3 fingers, I can grab the right side of my trackpad, I could drag my finger across, and I can easily back and forth toggle between my applications and my desktop. If I want to minimize one of my windows or all my windows fairly easily, I just go back into my mission control and select the minimize icon as I hover over. You need to be utilizing mission control if you want to be an efficient multitasker. But it's not the only thing that you can do to be a good multitasker on your MacBook. Another way that you can go about switching between other applications is by using your Command Tab functionality. This offers a slightly different bird's eye view, instead offering you a view of all the application icons. By selecting your tab, you can navigate this menu, and by just letting go, you can bring one of these applications forward. Again, Command Tab, I could bring forward Chrome. Command Tab, I could bring forward Calendar. Another great way to improve your multitasking experience on your MacBook is to utilize your split screen modes. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say that I'm sending an email about an appointment that I have. So I want to have my calendar open and my Gmail open. Well, what I can do is head to the top left corner of any of these applications. I can hover over the expanded icon, and macOS gives me the option to enter full screen, tile the window to the left side of the screen, or tile the window to the right side of the screen. Let's say I want it tiled over to the left side of the screen. Now it asks me which application it wants me to split my screen with. I want to select Calendar, and Calendar plops right into view. I can easily adjust the sizing of either of them by dragging this middle line here. And I can easily minimize these and force my secondary application to go into full screen. The next way to optimize your Mac for productivity is to make sure that you're setting custom focus modes. Now, focus mode is a relatively new feature brought into macOS, but it's an incredible one. Yet 9 out of 10 times I see people using it for its base do not disturb model when it can be so much more than that. So let me show you an example of how I might use my focus mode. First, let me show you how you'd access focus mode. You can find focus mode up here in your Control Center panel. It's these two buttons in the top right of your screen that look like two switches. Now we want to select this little crescent moon that says focus. And here you can see that we have a couple of base options. We have our base do not disturb option. This means all notifications will be silenced either for 1 hour, until this evening, or until the event has ended. You have a base work setting, which just pretty much reinforces do not disturb. You have a base sleep setting, which will silence your notifications for 8 straight hours. And this is a custom focus preference that I preferably use when I'm shooting a video like I'm doing now. And if you'd like to go ahead and add one with custom parameters, what you want to do is head into Focus Preferences. This will bring up your focus mode settings. And here what you want to do is add a new focus mode by clicking the plus icon. And you want to click Custom. And now we want to give it a title. So we'll title this Reading. This is times where I'm going to be reading. I want to prioritize reading in my life, and I want to make sure that my phone doesn't distract me from doing it. Give it a nice book icon, make the color green, and now we're going to select Add. Now we're in the reading specific settings. Here, there are notifications that you're going to want to allow, and there are notifications that you're going to want to make sure are turned off. If there are things that you want turned on, say a specific person, you just hit your add icon. Maybe I want my friend Leo to be able to get in touch with me. Now I'm just going to select add, and his name appears. That means that even if I'm in reading mode, my friend Leo could get in touch with me. Maybe Leo is watching my cat and I want to make sure that I know if it's sick or not. Or maybe he's just got to call me about something important for work and wouldn't call me otherwise. So I want to make sure that he's in there. If I want to remove him from having that sort of access, I just click the minus icon. And anytime I want to turn on this focus time, I just head up to here, click focus, and it appears in my custom settings. I could again set it for 1 hour, until this evening, or until the end of the event. and I can turn it off just by selecting it again. Next up, I'm going to teach you how to organize your desktop just like that, using stacks. One of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody's desktop looks like this. I mean, you just have Microsoft Words and PDFs all over the place, pictures, folders, and mine doesn't even look that bad. I've seen people whose is covered head to toe and I just can never find anything. Apple makes this really easy to solve by using stacks. If you want to add a stack, all you do is Control-click on negative space, and you want to select Use Stacks. Immediately, all my PDFs, documents, and folders have gone over to be right aligned and are organized specifically by file type. So my images are sorted with images, my PDFs are in a PDF stack, my documents are in a document stack, and my folders are separate folders. If you want to expand any of these, just click on your documents and you could see exactly what's in there like a folder, and then minimize it by reselecting it. Again, I'll select it and minimize it. And if you want to get out of stacks, of course, all you have to do is click Control-click. You have to just deselect Use Stacks. I'm going to keep that on. You can also customize your stacks. You can group your stacks by the kind, the date they were last opened, the date they were added, the date they were last modified, the date they were created, or tags, which is something we're going to get into later. Personally, I like to organize all my stacks by file type because anytime that I'm looking for something, I already know kind of what the file type is. I know it's a PDF, I know it's a document, so that's going to be the first place that I personally look for it. But I just want you to know that that's there so that you can make it sort by whatever you feel works best for you. Speaking of personal systems of organization, let's talk a little bit about Finder. Finder is this app over here. It looks like a little face, and it's Apple's native file organization app. It's pre-installed on every Mac, and you cannot delete it. It's the central hub of your entire machine. Here's where you find things like AirDrop, recents, your applications, your desktop, your documents. Now, I'm sure I'm telling you nothing you didn't already know, but I'm going to show you a few things that you probably haven't seen before that is going to make your life just all the easier. The first thing you're probably underutilizing is tags. Tags can be found down here, and they're just based on color, red, orange, yellow, green. But these colors can easily be assigned to different documents to make them all the easier to find. For instance, here's my content roadmap for June of 2022. If I just select this and I Control-click, I can easily assign this a specific tag in my Quick Actions menu. I'm just going to assign that green. Going to open my documents here, and I'm going to assign this green also. Now, if I select green, those files are already pre-populated in that folder. This can be changed fairly easily. You can add additional tags. Sometimes there are multiple projects or multiple types of things where it will relate to a number of things. You can easily add additional tags or remove tags. Sometimes you might want to add an additional tag to things. I do it all the time. I have one color represent a project I'm working on and another color represent tasks within that project. So if something's red-green, I know that it relates to one project, but that task is outstanding, right? Then once I'm ready to remove a tag or take it out of something, if it's graduated from this project or it's no longer relevant to this project, I just hover over and click Remove Green, and it's taken right out of that folder. By Control-clicking any of these, I can easily rename them if I'd like. So if I wanted to just write Mac Hacks Video, it'll rename that in my index. I'll just change that back to green. And this just makes it easier to find whatever it is you're looking for. Speaking of finding whatever it is you're looking for, let me show you another way that you can utilize Finder to make your life a little easier. Now, let's say you find yourself in a position like this. You're opening something, you're opening up another file, you're opening up another file, and you have no idea how you actually got there, right? Just go up to View, click Show Your Path Bar, and now I can see that I went from my drive to my desktop to this TC episode 1 to this audition file to music. Now I can quickly select and revert my path. Another thing that you probably didn't know about Finder is utilizing tabs. That's right, tabs, like a browser. Something annoying about Finder is that you could really only do one thing at a time. At least that's what you'd think. Just head on up to View and head on up to Show Tab Bar. Now you can add additional tabs and filter between them. Now, if you ever have trouble renaming documents, then I have an additional great tip for you. Just go to your Documents tab, select any random file and hit your return key, and boom, you can immediately rename a file. And you don't have to go through all the trouble of control clicking and clicking rename and then renaming it. Just select your file, click your return key, it'll automatically allow you to rename that file. I'm not sure why Apple doesn't make these things known to you up front, but I'm telling you now. Next up, I'm going to show you how to add your signature to your Mac without needing some random third-party app. Just head to your Preview application. If your Preview application isn't already in your dock, you can either find it in your Launchpad, which shows you all your applications, or by doing a quick Spotlight search and typing in Preview. Then you want to head on up to Tools. You want to slide down to Annotate, and you want to head down to Signature and click Manage Signatures. Now, it gives you a couple options here. It gives you the option to write this with your trackpad. It gives you the option to access your camera. And here you'd quite literally sign your name on a piece of paper and hold it up to your computer's webcam, and it will capture that and digitally revise it. Or you can use your iPhone to sign your name. I'm going to sign my name using the trackpad. I'm going to sign it very poorly. Just a couple of scribbles. And when I'm done, I can just press any key. Now, that's obviously nothing like my signature, so don't even try to forge it. When I'm all set, I can set a description for this. Maybe I could say that this is my full name, my given name, family name, etc. And if there is none, I just click Done. And I've now successfully created my signature and can create another and another and another. Now, anytime that I have a document that I need to sign, Apple will recognize it. I'll be able to go into my Preview application, pull out that signature, and sign a document, send it off to whomever needs it. Now, another great tool that you're probably underutilizing is Apple's Spotlight search. Now, I mentioned it before, but just to reiterate, Spotlight search is just a quick search of all things on your computer and also the web. Let me show you. Spotlight search can be found in one of two ways. It can be found either here as a preset icon. It looks like this little magnifying glass, and you just click on it. And it can be found while in any application by just hitting Command Spacebar. Now, I'm sure a lot of you in the past have used Spotlight Search to do things like just bring up an application, kind of like what we just did before, but it can do a lot more than you probably realize. For instance, it can be an easy calculator. So if I type 654 minus 212, it'll calculate it for me and tell me that the answer is 442. I obviously am not going to check the math on that. I almost guarantee you it's correct, but feel free to check it, I guess, if you want. Another way I also use this is by making it a personal dictionary. So if I don't know the definition of a word, maybe I'll look up the definition of definition. Here you can see that the New Oxford version of the word definition can be expanded upon by just clicking on it. I can even quickly search the web for anything that I might need. Pictures of space. I could have it open Safari for me. go to Google and go to pictures of space. And of course, I can use it to find any application like I did with my preview app. Now let's talk about how to take screenshots on a Mac. I'm constantly surprised that people don't know how to take screenshots on their Mac. So I'm going to show you how to do it right now. All you do in order to take a screenshot on a Mac is click Command Shift and the number 3. Now your screenshot will appear in the bottom right corner of your screen. And by selecting it, you could expand on it. You can quickly crop the image to focus on whatever you're looking on. And when you're finished with it and you select Done, it will appear as a JPEG image in your stack section of your desktop. Another feature that I'm constantly shocked that people don't know about is the ability to select text directly from a photo, meaning you can actually copy and paste text from an image that you captured or someone sent you from a cell phone or a camera and actually copy and paste it onto a Word document or onto, anything really. Let me show you how it works. So here I'm going to open up this picture. This is a picture that my friend sent me. It's a picture of the book Outliers, The Story of Success by Malcolm Gladwell. And it's something that I'm intending to read, okay? Maybe I didn't specifically remember the name of the book. Doesn't really matter, I guess. In order to highlight and then copy and paste this text, all I do is hover next to it. And just like I would on any word processor, swipe to the left. We're going to take the entire text here. So I'm going to go Malcolm Gladwell, Success, The Story of Success, and Outliers. Then I'm going to click Command C. And in my Google search, Command V. And now I've got the book open, available to me. And I can go ahead and purchase it. Easy as can be. And finally, the best way that you can optimize your MacBook for productivity and efficiency is to remember that your other Apple devices are tools meant to support it. Let me show you a great example of that. It's a new feature called Universal Control, which means that as long as you're signed in on an iCloud account on your iPhone, iPad, or MacBook, iMac, whatever it may be, your devices work together as if they're one mind. So, for example, if I were to do something like copy and paste on one, I could then paste it onto an additional device. Let me show you what I mean. I have my phone open in front of me. I'm going to hit my Notes app, and I'm going to just type myself a quick little note. I'm just going to say, hello, Mitchell. This was written on your phone and then pasted on your Mac. Now, I'm going to select the text, double click. I'm going to pull it taut. I'm going to select copy. Now, I'm going to open a little quick note. I'm going to click Command V and boom. Hello, Mitchell. This was written on your phone and pasted on your Mac. Come on, how cool is that? So there you have it, 10 ways to make life on Mac significantly easier. If you implement these into your workflow, you are going to be the absolute envy of your friends and colleagues who are looking over your shoulder going, how the heck did you do that? And when they do inevitably ask that, and they will, make sure that you're sending them to us so that we can teach them too. For now, I'm Mitchell with the Tech Learning Network. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.